Ah, I see you can't stay away. So, let's get right into it. We're going back 202 years to 1821 when the novelist Giovanni Flaubert, a leading figure in the realist school of French literature, best known for his masterpiece Madame Bovary, was born. Come along as we travel to his 25th birthday in 1846 when New Granada, now Colombia, and Panama signed a Burdalic Treaty with the United States, granting the U.S. right-of-way across the Isthmus of Panama in exchange for guarantee of neutrality for the Isthmus and sovereignty of New Granada. Moving right along, we're now moving on to 1915, when American popular singer Frank Sinatra, who also achieved wide success as a film actor, was born in Hoboken, New Jersey. If he was still alive today, he'd be, I believe, 108 years old. Now let's move on to Frank's 8th birthday in 1923, when American game show host Bob Barker, who is best known for hosting What? The Price is Right, from 1972 to 2007, was born. Now, 41 years after Bob's birth, let's head to our next stop event in 1964. This is when Kenya became a republic on their first anniversary of independence from Great Britain. Sounds familiar, right? Now, 1969 brought us the U.S. Justice Department announced it would investigate the December 4th slaying of 2 Black Panther leaders by Chicago police. It also brought us Greece to withdraw from the Council of Europe as it became clear the country would be suspended for abrogating demo, democratic freedoms. Just 3 years later, we had South Vietnamese President Thieu propose a truce between North and South Vietnam to be declared before Christmas and maintained indefinitely while peace talks continued. Moving right along, we move on to 1977 when the music drama Saturday Night Fever, starring John Travolta, had its world premiere. The film was a huge hit, as was the accompanying disco soundtrack by the Bee Gees. I've heard of the Bee Gees, but I've never listened to any of their songs, so I can't tell you anything about if they're any good or not. Before before the turn of the century, in 1999, American author Joseph Heller, the author of Catch-22, which was published in 1961, what was one of the most significant works of protest literature and appeared after World War II, passed away at the age of 76. The turn of the century brought us the U.S. Supreme Court decision on the president election. On this day in 2000, the U.S. Supreme Court, effectively aware of the presidency of George W. Bush, ruling that fair recount of ballots in Florida would not be permitted by the deadline for clarifying the state's electors. We move on to a controversial event in our recent history that happened in 2009 with the victory of Democratic politician Annise Parker, where Houston became the largest city in the United States to elect an openly gay mayor. We now are we're, we're now go are we now are going back to the UN, but in 2015, when a landmark climate change agreement was reached at the UN conference in Paris, as 195 countries agreed to limit greenhouse gas emissions. The accord effectively replaced the Kyoto Protocol. This will bring us to 2020, when the English writer John Le Carré, who was best known for his suspenseful, realistic spy novels, passed away at the age of 89. And this will bring us back to 2023 and our current history. Until our next meeting.